exercise 1. Now I already have my sketch laid out here, but those of you who are just starting it, remember that in order to create a sketch, you're going to click here where it says create sketch, or you can click here, create sketch, right? And when you create sketch, it's going to ask you to select a plane, either the YZ, XZ, or this one here, which is the XY, and you can know that because it's on the green and the red line. You could also select it over here, XY, under origin. Just click the little triangle, and when you click that, it'll create your sketch, and you'll see finish sketch here, you'll see sketch here, and that'll tell you you're in the right spot. Now, I don't want that sketch because I've already created it, right? So what I'm going to do is, since I already have sketch 1, I'm going to go ahead and do everything on that same sketch. Just double click. And I double click on the icon, not the words, because if you double click on the words, it just has you rename it. You don't want to do that. All right, so now that I have, my sketch, I'm going to use these dimensions here so it's nice and easy and you can see as you go along. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on my circles here. And what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and put my circles anywhere. And it doesn't really matter where because we're going to dimension later. Now that I have the 3 circles, I'm going to go to dimension command, and I'm going to dimension each of them to the amount, which is 50 millimeters. I'm going to show you a trick. I can type 50, or I can click this 50 here, and it'll say D15, and it'll automatically copy that dimension. I'll do the same thing for this one. And that's beneficial because if, let's say that I messed up and I need to fix a dimension, I can change just this one dimension and it'll automatically update these. You know what I mean? All right, so now that they're correct, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put these construction lines. And some of you saw that in, you can click here where it says sketch palette. And you can, where it says line type, you can click construction. And then if you click the 2 centers, notice how I'm still in the line command. I can click this check mark, or I can just hit escape. Either one will take me out of it. Notice how this is a construction line now. It's dotted. And that just means that, it's just there for measurement purposes or to align things. So now that I have that construction line, I'm going to go and do the other construction line. And I want the center of this one to go to, not the center, but where it connects here to get to the center of the circle. Very similar to the way it is here and here. So if you kind of move your mouse, it'll lock into that point. And then I'll click here, then I'll hit escape. And notice how it's crooked. So you can fix that really easily by going to perpendicular constraint. I also have it right here. And then I can have it perpendicular with this horizontal line here. Now notice how it's crooked, right? I can fix that too by making that parallel. And I want this one to be parallel with the X line. I can click on the X line here, and it'll make that straight. You could also click another line that's horizontal, and it'll straighten it with that one as well. So I'm still in parallel command, so I hit escape, get out of it. And notice how if I move things around, it still moves because it's not fully constrained. So next thing is I'm going to go ahead and dimension this line. And you could dimension as you go along. There's nothing wrong with that. but sometimes you'll run into errors if you over constrain it, and some of you have already seen that error where you over constrain. So now these are all fully constrained. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this outer circles. There's 3 of them, and the diameter for those is gonna be 100. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this first one here. Oh, I messed up. It's still a construction line. I can easily fix that. Click on the line and then click off of here. Or line type. Now it's a real line. Go back to circle command. Do the other ones. This one's messed up too. Fix that. You know what? You could also click on the object and hit X on the keyboard and it will switch it back and forth. This one's not dimensioned. I'm going to make these dimensions a little bit cleaner because they're all over the place. Okay, so now I have my 3 circles. I'm still in dimension command, so I'm going to hit escape. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do these 2 lines right here. So the way you do that is I'm just going to put a line across. Hit escape and then do another line. Escape. And now I'm going to introduce the tangent command. So I'm going to click on tangent, click on this and this, and notice how the little tangent icon shows up. Now that's good because no matter what I do, those 2 objects will always be touching. Okay? And I'll do tangent again and click this line and this one. There's an error. Let me try this again. This one and this one. There you go. And then click this line and this circle. And this one and this one. And I'm going to hit escape. So we're looking pretty good so far. We have our lines. We have our tangents. It's parallel. It's constrained. Now I'm going to do this circle right here. Right? So I'm going to click on circle. And this one's going to be 200 diameter, which is 100 radius. The book says 100 radius, but diameter's times 2, right? And I'm going to tangent that one and this one as well. Boom. So now the middle turned blue. That means that it's a completely closed object. That's good. That's what we want. Everything looks like it's dimensioned. I'm going to hit escape to get out of the tangent command. Next thing is let's go ahead and use the trim command. Now some of you may have an issue where like maybe this line's not all the way, right? And I mentioned to some you can actually use the extend command to extend this line all the way. You know, if that's the case, you can use the extend to extend lines and it'll extend all the way to where it touches an object. That's only if you're having that problem. And then for other people, we're going to trim the fat. We're going to get rid of all this extra lines that we don't need. We don't need that. This inside line we don't need. This one, this one. I messed up. Let me go back. Like this one, it's not touching anymore. So let me just manually extend that. You can manually extend lines as well by clicking on the edge if it has a little dot like this. So now that we did that, I'm going to try trim command again. As long as you're blue, you're good. So I'm going to double check my dimensions. The outer circle, notice how it's from there to there. It's 100. The inner circle is 50. Same thing here. Same thing here. And then here, oh, we have we have to do this trim. I forgot about this one. There. So looks like we're good. If you have any questions, just let me know. Of course, you know, whenever you turn this stuff in, you can just hit finish sketch and share, and then share the link. You should get a pop-up. Make sure and save your work. If for some reason that doesn't show up, because Fusion just updated, so if you have that problem, you could also just capture image and it'll save into a folder. You could also save to your computer if you're using the program. And yeah, just take it from there.